Concordia at forward, number 12, a 6-foot junior from Spokane, Aaron Higby. At forward, number 23, a 6'1" junior from Pasco, Bailey Cartwright. At center, number 24, a 6'2" sophomore from Mallorca, Spain, Erade With. At guard, number 2, a 5'9" senior from Beaverton, Oregon, Danielle Hartzog. And at point guard, number 40, a 5'6" junior from Union, Oregon, Keisha Sarman. And now, fans, get on your feet for your Seattle Pacific University Falcons! The head coach of the Falcons is Julie Heisey, assisted by Mike Simonson, Susanna Olson, and Sasha Anderson. At forward, number 13, a 5'10" senior from Normandy Park, Jordan McPhee. At forward, number 21, a 6-foot senior from Linden, Courtney Hollander. At center, number 15, a 6'2" senior from Linwood, Julia Haining. At point guard, number 10, a 5'8" senior from Sammamish, Rachel Shim. And at guard, number 22, a 5'8" senior from Spokane, Lindsay Lee.
And one more time, good afternoon, good evening, everybody, and welcome in to the campus of Seattle Pacific University and Royal Brome Pavilion in downtown Seattle. Tom Gillanella here with you, as tonight it's the Concordia Cavaliers against the SPU women here on senior night, game 1 of 2 in a doubleheader this evening. This is a big game for both teams. The Falcons, number 6 right now in the West region in terms of the NCAA Division II tournament. They have to keep winning to solidify their place in the tournament and continue to win some brownie points with the NCAA Selection Committee. For Concordia, if they win this game tonight, they will be in the conference tournament as team number 6 next week in Anchorage, Alaska. They hold the head-to-head tiebreaker over Simon Fraser. They hold a 3-way tiebreaker over Western Washington and Simon because they went 3-1 against those teams combined. They went 2-0 against Simon Fraser. If Concordia loses, though, they're out and their season is over. So a lot of pressure on them. Falcons in the white and Concordia in the dark jerseys as we start the first quarter here. All senior starting lineup for the Falcons: Rachel Shim, Jordan McPhee, Julia Haining, Courtney Hollander, Lindsay Lee for the Falcons. And for the Cavaliers of Concordia, you have Daniel Hartzog, Aaron Higby, Bailey Cartwright, Arady Huez, and Keisha Sarman. And you see we're underway here. Falcons attacking from left to right on your screen as Lee misses the 3, but McPhee gets the rebound back for her. And the Cavaliers going from right to left. That's how it will be in this first half as McPhee slashes inside and she can't get it to go in. Falcons have had some looks early on, but nothing's fell as Higby gets the rebound. Now a mid-range shot for Hartzog's no good, and McPhee comes away with the loose ball. Well, that ball's poked free, and then it's picked up by Huez. The Spaniard, 6'2" sophomore. And now here come Concordia again. Sarman heading to her left. And now this is Huez against Haining. Almost poked it out of there. Pass to the corner. It's Hartzog heading to her left. Goes up. Wild shot, no good. Rebound going to Haining. Interestingly enough, if Concordia won tonight, they would play the Falcons next week in Anchorage in the number 3 versus number 6 game. The Falcons cannot finish higher than 3rd in the GNAC over Alaska, Anchorage, and Northwest Nazarene, and they'll finish above Montana State, Billings, and Central Washington no matter what here. Loose ball turnover. Hollander scoops it up for the Falcons. So one way or another, the Falcons have to kind of get rid of Concordia and end their season. They're hoping they can do that tonight here on senior night. Falcons honoring their 6 seniors. And 5 of them are starting tonight, and one of them is Rachel Shim, coming back from injury the other night, played 20 minutes in the win against Western Oregon, and she hits a deep 2 here to start off the scoring for the Falcons. 2-0 SPU with the lead. Huez shot for 2, no good. Rebound Shim, as that was nothing but air. Outlet pass, and that one almost picked off by Hartzog, but she bumps Lee instead, and she'll be charged with the foul. So now some substitutions here. Hartzog, incidentally, the one lone senior for the Concordia Cavaliers on their roster. So a little bit of a positive for them. They have a younger team going into next year. Nakaya LaShure and Kisa Maltezo check in for the Cavaliers. Higbee and Huez are out for the time being. Those are the only substitutions to speak of on either side. Whistle here as Hollander last had the ball in the post. We're going to get a foul. No basket for her. But we get a foul on the Cavaliers, and it's going to be on Bailey Cartwright, 6'1" junior from Pasco High School and Pasco, Washington, Chihuahua High School. Her first personal foul, team second. Shot from the corner by Lee's no good, and coming away with a loose ball is Maltezo. Maltezo coming in toward the top of the circle. Now she passes to the right. And they work it to the left, and coming in is LaShure, it looks like. Or no, it's Maltezo, 21, not 20. And see if she gets the basket. Basket is good, so it's 3-2. And we get a foul here called on Rachel Shim. And it's the first foul on Shim, first in the quarter. And by the way, that Shim shot that she hit just a second ago, well, not quite a second ago, but recently, is Erica Pagano, the other senior for the Falcons. Senior number 6 on this roster, checks in for the first time. That shot by Shim was a 3, not a 2. So we're tied at 3, and now Shim again from the same spot, hits it from deep, and Rachel Shim gets her second tray of the quarter. So it's 6-3, Falcons. And now Falcons lead 6-3, and now we just got told that Jordan McPhee was charged for the foul, not Shim. That layup goes off the bottom of the backboard for Hartzog, and she was fouled as she tried to work the baseline.
Foul on the Falcons, Lindsay Lee.
And a foul here on Lindsay Lee, her first, team second. Each team now with 2 fouls apiece in this quarter. And apparently, will it be a shooting foul? Nobody's going to the free throw line just yet. Are they going to look at the monitor maybe? They're going to the scorer's table to straighten something out. I don't know what this is about. By the way, Pagano came in the game for Haining just a minute ago. And now it looks like they're going to inbound from the baseline here with Sarman. Goes to the corner. Coming in and floating it up, and no good was Maltezo, and the Falcons come away with a loose ball. Here comes Shim. Shim hustling into the front court. Lee to Hollander, hands off to Shim. Shim heading to the left, scoops, can't score. Rebound tipped several times, gets into the hands of McPhee. Hollander with the ball. Over to Pagano now, left corner. Pagano passes to her right. Hollander hands off Shim. Now this is Lee going for 3, and it's no good off the back. Rebound into the hands of McPhee. Falcons get, oh no, it's stolen away by Cartwright. And the Cavaliers get the ball right back. So back the other way here, and heading to the right is Sarman. Thinking about posting up, pivoting a couple times, and she puts it in over McPhee, and it's 6-5.
For the Cavaliers, Keisha Sarman.
Falcons now up by just 1. Here now is Shim. Shim bounces over to McPhee. McPhee going inside to Shim. Shim pivots, turns, and she puts it in from short range against Sarman, and it's 8-5. So Shim has all 8 points here early in this first quarter for the Falcons. 5:09 left in quarter one and counting. Cartwright with it, heading to her right, going up and missed. Rebound Hollander. Hustling back the other way. Courtney Hollander to McPhee. Goes inside, Pagano. Pagano heads to her left. Can't get the layup, and the rebound going to Cartwright, and back the other way will go here. So now coming in, and the handoff went to Maltezo, but she couldn't make it from short range. Falcons get the loose ball. Shim now with it in the front court after Hollander got the rebound for the Falcons. McPhee with the ball this time. McPhee coming in, gives it to Pagano. And now it's going to be Lee over to Hollander. Three-pointer up and good! Courtney Hollander hits it. And that's already the third tray of the quarter here for the SPU Falcons. So they're hitting from deep early on. Falcons 3 of 5 from three-point land to start. Shot from about 15 feet away, no good for Hartzog. Falcons get the loose ball, rebound. It's Lee who got it, and inside they work it to Pagano. Can't make it. Assist would have gone to McPhee if it had gone in. Rebound Cartwright. Here come the Cavaliers now. And this is Sarman, who will bounce it over to Maltezo. Maltezo to LaShore. Right side. They go back to the middle with Hartzog, top of the circle. It's short. And the rebound into the hands of Pagano, who hands it right to McPhee. Here come the Falcons in the front court. It's actually McPhee who got the rebound. A nice give and go there. Pagano to Hollander as she goes right through the gut and lays it in to make it 13-5. So a good start for the SPU Falcons here. Just about 7 minutes into the contest. 13-5 they lead. Whistle here, and we're going to get a foul on Shim. She kind of reaches in along that baseline against Sarman. 3 minutes to play in quarter one. Timeout will be initiated by the officials here. We'll also get a foul called on the Falcons. Officials in this game, by the way, are Ashley Ellis, Steve Landreau, and Michael Smith. Foul here is going to be called on McPhee, and that's her first, team's third of quarter number one. Timeout on the floor, 3 minutes to play in the first quarter. Score is 13-5, Falcons ahead. We'll be right back. Ready to continue on here. 3 minutes to play in quarter number one. Falcons up 13-5, and now we continue on following the timeout. Concordia inbounds. And the shot on the way is short there for Abby Plaka. And apparently we got told the foul, just got told the foul's on Rachel Shim. The foul right before the timeout. And that is Shim's first personal foul. So now that's 3 fouls on the Falcons, 2 on Concordia as Albert takes it. Jaylee Albert in the game, gives it to Julia Haining, the senior. And Haining inside McPhee, easy layup for the Falcons. They lead it 15-5. Really quick recap on the substitutions that we just saw. We have Evans and Pagano and Albert in the game for Shim, Hollander, and Lee for the Falcons. For the Cavaliers, you have Plaka and Rebecca Taylor in for Cartwright and Maltezo.
Foul is on
Now we get a foul here. It's going to go on Jaylee Albert. That's her first personal, team's fourth. It's a shooting foul, and Danielle Hartzog will go to the line, and she will shoot 2. First shot on the way for Hartzog's going to rim out, and that keeps it 15-5.
And 24, a routing with.
Second free throw coming, and it's going to rim in for Hartzog. 5'9" senior from Beaverton, Oregon. And almost an interception by Hartzog, but she couldn't steal the pass from McPhee. She read it pretty well, though. Riley Evans with the ball left side. Now in the corner to McPhee. Now Haining beats the double team with a pass, or pending double team. And now Albert going to Haining, and Haining hits it from the free throw line. Good stroke by her, 17-6. Falcons by 11. As Aplaka has it for the Cavaliers against Evans. Right side, screen's going to be set by Taylor. Passes left, and coming in is Sarman. Sarman against McPhee, in trouble. 10 to shoot, whistle here. She went out of bounds. No traveling called, but I think she had her foot on the baseline. Either way, it's a turnover on Sarman. And the Falcons get to inbound with 1:43 to play in quarter one. Jaylee Albert with the ball here for SPU. Albert, front court against Hartzog, going to Haining. Falcons starting to rotate a little bit on offense. Now it's Evans coming into the right, swatted away by Taylor. And a whistle here. And the Falcons are going to have the ball. And no foul was called. No foul was called. It was just out of bounds. So 10 seconds to shoot now for the Falcons and counting. Here's Lee. Lee over to Haining off the handoff. Back to Lee for 3. Short. Rebound into the hands of Haining, though, and then hands it back to Albert. Lindsay Lee checked into the game for the Falcons just a moment ago for McPhee. That's the one substitution to report. Here's Evans. Goes to Albert. Albert into the corner. It's Evans going for 3. It's short, and the rebound into the hands of Sarman. The Falcons started out 3 for 5 from three-point land. Now just 3 is for 7. They're 7 of 18 overall from the field, but Concordia has been ice cold from the field so far. Just 2 of 12, 16.7%. And they miss another one here as Evans comes away with a loose ball for the Falcons. Pagano. It was actually a turnover, big pardon for Hartzog. And now it's Pagano who misses the layup too strong. Ball swatted back to Sarman. Back the other way here. Shot clock is off. Sarman comes in down the middle, missed the layup, rebound to Haining. And a whistle here, and tie-up is called. Arrow favors the Cavaliers, so a tough break there for the Falcons. He won't get the last shot of the quarter, it looks like. And now Hollander checks in for the Falcons for Pagano. And Hartzog checks out. Higbee checks in for the Cavaliers. Inbounding pass coming up. And 5-second violation. Good defense by the Falcons, so they get the last shot after all, or so it would appear. Shot clock is off. They lead 17-6 with time winding down here in quarter one. Albert with the ball. Albert coming into her right a couple steps. Now goes to Hollander, now Haining. Tries to score, can't, but she's fouled. The foul here going on Taylor with 5.1 seconds to play in the quarter. And that's going to be the first foul on Taylor. The team's third of the quarter. That's going to really matter. They'll wipe out that team foul total in 5.1 seconds. Nobody got in the bonus situation, but Haining shoots free throws here, 2 of them, and the first shot up and good for the senior. Haining has 3 points. Haining, 6'2" senior from Linwood, went to Inglemoor High School, so former Viking. And second shot on the way up and good, and it's 19-6. Inbounds pass coming up here. And it goes to Aplaka. 2 seconds, 1 second. Good defense by Evans. They throw it up and almost went in from half court by Aplaka. Just wide to the left. That was right on line. Other than that, though, it had the right distance at least. Evans' defense may have made a difference right there. So the quarter is over, and the score is 19-6 in favor of the Falcons. Great start for SPU here on senior night, not so much for Concordia on a win or go home and end your season night. And we'll be back for quarter number 2 in just a moment. Ready to continue on here, going into quarter number 2. Falcons in the white jerseys up 19-6 over the Concordia Cavaliers. Rachel Shim checks back in the game for the Falcons, as does Courtney Hollander. Ball picked off here, though, by the Cavaliers, and Aplaka back the other way. Aplaka passed it left. And now going back to the middle is Sarman. Passes right. 14 to shoot. Aplaka with the ball. Over to Maltezo. That pass too high for Huez, and it's picked off by the Falcons. Evans takes it into the front court. Back to Shim now. Passes left. Shot for 3 here. Hollander misses. Haining trying to fly in. Gets the rebound. And almost over and back on that kick out to Evans, but she saves it. Now here is Shim. Over to Haining. Inside. Hollander layup. Left hand good. Courtney Hollander got a good look at it, and the Falcons are on the board for the first time in this quarter. 21-6. They lead it by 15. Great start here in this first half for SPU. 21-6 they lead. Maltezo with the ball. Passes into the corner. It's Sarman. Sarman with it. Coming in. Passes left. Shot for 3. Good. And Concordia needed that as Kiza Maltezo hits that one. And now it's going to be Hollander over to Lee. And now inside. Haining got poked inside and fouled. Foul this time going on Cartwright, and that's her second. Team's first of the quarter, and now a substitution here for the Cavaliers. Not quite yet, actually. Higby does get to the scorers table, but she's not in the game yet. And there's an easy layup for Haining after she gets the feed from Hollander, one senior to another. 23-9, Falcons by 14. Concordia, by the way, before that three-pointer that Maltezo hit, they were just 2 of 13 from the field. Now they're 3 of 14, 21.4%. That gives you an idea of how cold they've been. As Jaylee Albert checks in for the Falcons. Following the turnover charge to Aplaka, the Falcons get the ball, and Shim now over to Albert. To Lee, to Haining. Now Albert. To her right. Against Hartsock now it's Lee to Shim to Hollander. Hollander with 8 to shoot. Hollander passing left. Coming in is Lee. Goes up. High off the glass and in for the senior. Lindsay Lee on the scoreboard for the first time. It's 25-9. The Falcons are rolling right now as Hartsock tries to come in, and she's fouled. No shot attempt. Fouls on Albert. Her second. Pagano now checks in, as does McPhee. Lee is out. Haining is out. And now The inbounds here to Higbee. Over to Hartzog. It's Taylor Thompson who's in for the first time, and now it's Sarman. Over to Hartzog. The senior jump step, slips. Wild shot, bad shot, and McPhee gets the loose ball. Here's Hollander now. Tries to go inside, but the pass is broken up by LaShore. Out of bounds. Falcons inbound with 25 seconds to shoot. We're a little slow in the substitutions. We apologize. It's computer's a little bit slow. StatModder's a little slow to update. Do the best that we can, though. Hollander for three, no good. Rims out. Pagano the rebound, turns and gets the putback with the right hand. 27-9. Falcons still rolling here over Concordia, and amazingly, they're not even at 50%, and they're still looking good. And now Hollander with the steal, 2-on-1 with Shim. She gives it to her. Layup is good, and the foul on Thompson. Oh, what a beautiful sequence for the Falcons. They are making it look easy here on their senior night and their last hurrah here at Royal Brome Pavilion. Foul is on Thompson, her first, team second. Timeout on the floor with 6:34 to go. Concordia calls for time. Falcons are rolling right now. They're up by 20 with 6:34 to play until half, and we'll be right back. Ready to continue on here following the timeout. Rachel Shim to the line. She gets one free throw off the foul by Thompson. Her first, team second of the quarter, and Shim hits the free throw. 30-9, Falcons lead by 3 touchdowns and 3 extra point kicks. It has been that kind of night so far for these 6 seniors. As for Concordia, Georgia Williams and Tamika Etherly have reported in for the first time. Layup is good here, though, for the lone Concordia senior Hartzog. And that makes it 30-11. Hartzog now with 3 points. That's her first field goal of the night. Went 1 for 2 earlier tonight from the free throw line. Albert to the corner. It's McPhee. Heads left around the defender. Williams can't make the layup, though, and the rebound tip to Williams. Back the other way. Williams, right side. Passes short to the corner. And it's Etherly trying to work inside against Pagano. No chance. Rebound Hollander. Back the other way. Hollander. Heading to her right. Going up. Straight up. No good. Rebound tipped into the hands of McPhee. McPhee right side. Hollander. Passes left. It's Shim. Shim finds Pagano. Going to go to Hollander now. Hollander with 18. Bouncer inside. Pagano has an angle. Scores. Just kept dribbling straight ahead against Etherly, and just had an easy angle to the basket, as it were to turn out. 4 points for Pagano. Hartzog hands it off. And going up is LaShore. Micaiah LaShore, and she gets fouled. Fouls on Rachel Shim, and that is her second, team second of the quarter. Comes with 4:59 to play until half. 2 shots coming up here for LaShore. First shot on the way, it's going to be good. And it's 32-12. And now Haley Bennett, a freshman, checks in for Rachel Shim. Second shot on the way, no good off the back iron. Rebound going to McPhee. And now Jordan McPhee hustling. Gives it over to Hollander. Hollander heads a couple steps to her left, now to Bennett. Over to Albert, top of the circle against Hartzog. And now it's Hollander inside Pagano against LaShore. Handoff goes off the hands of McPhee, but back to Albert. Now it's Hollander, 8 seconds to shoot, 7, 6. Here's Bennett with 5. And now a three-pointer from McPhee is going to rim out. And the rebound into the hands of LaShore, back the other way. Here's Hartzog. Over to Georgia Williams. Williams inside to Etherly, and she goes up, misses. And loose ball out of bounds. Sarman had her foot on the end line as she tried to save the ball. And now Julia Haining checks in for the Falcons. She comes in for Hollander. 4:17 left, quarter 2. And now Pagano inbound. She goes to Albert. Albert front court against Hartzog. 4:10 left till half. Bennett over to McPhee, kicks out Bennett. Bennett comes in, slashes right, goes up, can't make it off the glass. Rebound tip. Haining tried to keep it alive, but the Falcons are going to get called for the foul before Etherly can come up with the loose ball for Concordia. Foul that time on Pagano, her first, team's third of the quarter. And now for Concordia, get a substitution here. It's Taylor who checks in for LaShore. And now here is Hartzog with the ball for Concordia. 3 minutes 56 left till half. This is Williams with it, top of the circle. Pass is left to Hartzog, and that's a bad pass intended for Taylor, picked off by Pagano. And Pagano got fouled immediately thereafter. Foul on Rebecca Taylor, her second, team's third. Frustrating night for Concordia. Came into this game having lost 4 of their last 6. As McPhee to Bennett. Over to Albert. Haining with it. McPhee heading to her left. Finds Albert, going for 3, and she can't hit it. And the rebound was going to go to Hartzog, and she may get credit for it, but she got fouled on the way down. And the foul here, number 4 on the Falcons, goes on McPhee, her second. So McPhee, just with 2 points scored so far, is probably going to leave this game. Ratosh comes in for Pagano, and now Hollander checks back in for McPhee. Inbounds pass coming up here. And ball in the front court for Concordia. Etherly over to Hartzog. Top of the circle, Sarman coming in, going up. Good, off the glass and in. Keisha Sarman now with 4 points. Makes it an 18-point game. Haining over to Hollander, whistle here, and we're going to get a foul call. Foul is called on Concordia. Number 4 on them, so each team with 4 fouls apiece in this quarter. And now Rady Huez checks in. She comes in for Taylor. Huez checks in for Taylor. Lee checks in for the Falcons for Albert. Here's Lee with it, top of the circle, passes left. Goes inside to Hollander after getting it from Ratosh, and she can't make the layup. Rebound going to Huez. Rady Huez. Right side, coming in, going up. Can't make it against Ratosh. Rebound going to Hollander. Hollander hustling. No real transition opportunity exists there. Nice defense by Hartzog, and now it's going to be Haining over to Hollander. Bennett with it, bounces inside. Ratosh turns, fires, good from short range. Carly Ratosh on the scoreboard for the first time. 6'2" junior getting it done there. From her Lake Washington Kangaroo from Kirkland. 34-14, layup up and good on the other end for Hartzog. And that makes it 34-16. 1:56 left to play. Bennett to Hollander to Bennett. Lee. And the shot from about 15 feet away, no good for Ratash, but Hollander's there with the rebound. Here is Bennett. Bennett passes left to Lee. Over to Bennett, top of the circle. And now the three up and no good for Lee. Rebound though, Haining can't get the follow-up, but going straight up in the air there and making it is Ratash. No backboard necessary there. No arch necessary for that matter as Sarman misses. Haining trying to get the rebound for the Falcons. And I think a foul just got called on Concordia. That's exactly what happened with 1:17 to go in the half. Foul is on Sarman, her first, 5th of the quarter, so the Falcons in the bonus situation here as Julia Haining heads off to the charity stripe, and she will shoot 2 shots for the Falcons. Haining with 6 points so far. And the first shot on the way is up and good for the senior. Falcons now 4-4 from the charity stripe. As we get a substitution here for Concordia. Williams out, Higbee in. Second shot on the way, up and good for Haining. Now Albert checks in for Haining on the Falcons side. 22-point lead, 1:17 to go. Falcons 5 of 5 now from the charity stripe. Amazingly, they're just playing so well, and they're only 15 of 38 from the field. Good for just 39.5%. As you see, the Spaniard, Arade Huez, hits that one for the Concordia Cavaliers. Now Ratash walks with the basketball.
55 seconds remaining in the first
55 seconds left in the first half. Inbounds here following the traveling. Huez to Sarman. To Huez. And now goes inside. Layup up and good for Higbee. 38-18. Falcons by 18. Lee gets the handoff from Albert. Going against Hartzog. Now it's going to be Ratash, who tries to bounce it inside, but it's picked off by Hartzog. Back the other way with 30 seconds. Shot for 3. Sarman can't make it. Rebound tipped. And into the hands of Etherly. In the corner now. Shot clock off. Hartzog with it. Cavaliers need points, among other things. Hartzog tries to hand it off inside, but Hollander took it away. Falcons get the last shot. Here's Lee with 6 and 5 and 4. Bennett with 3, 2, 1. Leans, fires, no good. That one just off the back iron and out. And that's the end of the first half. A great one for SPU on senior night. 38-20, they lead over the Concordia Cavaliers. And we will take a break for about 12 minutes in our coverage and then come back for some SPU sports news and some first half stats as we get set for half number 2 between the SPU women and Concordia. Well, we're a couple minutes away from starting the second half here on senior night for the SPU Falcons, and the SPU women are on a roll right now, 38-20. They played great here against Concordia through 20 minutes of play, and hopefully they can keep it up and continue to solidify their place in the NCAA Division II tournament. They've got to keep winning to keep earning brownie points with the selection committee. Right now this week the Falcons are ranked 6th in the West region. They need to be in the top 8 in the West to be able to get themselves in the tournament. Tom Gilnell back with you. Right now let's take a look at some other SPU sports news. Darian Burns topped 39 points in all-around competition for the first time in her college career to tie for first place there. She also won the vault and tied for first on the floor as the SPU gymnast scored a season high 192.825 points on Friday to finish second in their three-way meet against Sacramento State and Alaska Anchorage here in Brome Pavilion. Darian's total of 39.15 points was the 6th highest in Falcon history. Itzia San Roman also had an individual victory, finishing first on the balance beam. SPU returns to action next Sunday, March 4th, in a four-way meet at San Jose State. It also includes Air Force and Central Michigan, and it begins at 2 p.m. Hunter Eisenhower and Nikhil Lazada had 15 points apiece on Thursdays. The Falcon men clinched a spot in the GNAC tournament by beating Central Washington 82-69. The men will be taking the Brome Pavilion court right after this game for the final time this season, tipping off against Northwest Nazarene at 7:30. Their first round game in the GNAC tournament is next Thursday at either 1 p.m. or 3:15 p.m. Pacific time against an opponent yet to be determined. The SPU women also will head to Anchorage for their first round GNAC game next Thursday, tipping off at either 6:15 p.m. or 8:30 p.m. Their opponent also is yet to be determined. As information is updated for the GNAC tournament, keep checking at spufalcons.com for all the latest details. Outdoor track and field begins next Saturday, March 3rd at the Ed Boitano / Puget Sound Invitational at University of Puget Sound in Tacoma. First events are at 11 a.m. that day. A reminder, fans, all the latest news on Seattle Pacific Athletics is just a click away at newly renovated spufalcons.com. Get all the Falcon sports news that you can't get anywhere else on the day it happens at spufalcons.com. So we're just about set here to begin the second half for the SPU Falcons. And the Concordia Cavaliers, again, Concordia must win to get themselves in the GNAC tournament as the number 6 team for next week in Anchorage. They would play SPU in the first round of the tournament if the Cavaliers could somehow come back and win tonight. If the Cavaliers lose, though, their season is over. Falcons cannot finish higher than 3rd in the GNAC in the regular season. Falcons can play Simon Fraser, Western, or Concordia in the first round of the conference tournament next week. Here's the three-pointer to start the second half, and it's short for Aaron Higby out of bounds. Falcons have the ball. On the court right now for SPU, it's Shim, McPhee, Haining, Hollander, and Lee, all seniors. For the Cavaliers, their lone senior Hartsogs in the game, along with Higby, Cartwright, Huez, and Sarman. Falcons in the white jerseys, Cavaliers in the dark jerseys. Falcons attacking from right to left on your screen offensively. Three-pointer up, good for McPhee, and the foul. And the Cavaliers going from left to right, and they're in a big hole. They're down 3 touchdowns now, 41-20, as McPhee now has 5 points. Foul here this time going on Hartzog, and that's her second. Teams first of the half, teams first of the quarter, to be more precise, and the free throw up and no good for McPhee. Cartwright the rebound, though, for the Cavaliers. Hartzog comes in inside, layup up and good. That was Cartwright who hit it with the left hand. They're within 19, and they have a long ways to go. Leading scorer right now for the Falcons, Rachel Shim with 11. Right behind her, Haining with 8, Hollander with 7. Haining has the ball now. Here's McPhee heading to the left. Has a lane, but she can't make it going to her left. And the rebound going to Cartwright. Cartwright with the ball, passes right to Sarman. Gonna find Cartwright. Cartwright directing traffic, goes to Sarman. Sarman heading to her left. Sarman going up from the paint, and she can't get it to rim home. Rebound to Lee. She got poked by Higbee. That's where the foul will come in. And now we'll have a substitution here for the Cavaliers as Maltezo gets ready to check in.
That's Higbee's first foul.
Foul here on Higbee. Her first, team second. And Maltezo will come in for Higbee here. The Cavaliers, as far as their scoring is concerned, their leading scorer is Maltezo with 6. Behind her is Hartzog with 5. Concordia shooting just 32.1% right now from the field, 9 of 28. Falcons out-rebounding the Cavaliers 27 to 15. Just 1 offensive rebound for the Concordia, 17 defensive rebounds for the Falcons. Layup up and good there. If you don't want to call it a layup, it was a short running shot for Hollander. Either way, it got in the hole, and Courtney Hollander with another 2 points there, and that pass bobbled by Hartzog out of bounds, and it's been that kind of night for Concordia. Concordia now with 10 turnovers compared to just 4 for the Falcons. And Concordia has never led in this game. Whistle here as Shim takes it across the timeline, and I guess they're going to inbound from half court. Falcons will. Didn't quite see what the stoppage was about. They'll inbound here with Shim, and Shim will take it across the timeline. And now it's Lee with it. Goes to Hollander. Hollander goes inside, reverse, up and good. Jordan McPhee hits it. And the Falcons lead by 23. Ball fumbled by Hartzog, and she scoops it back up. This is the largest lead of the night for the SPU Falcons right now at 23 points. And it feels like they've led this much for about the whole night. As the layup by Cartwright misses. Hollander the rebound, and now here's Hollander over to Haining. Shim for 3, and that's too long. Ball goes out of bounds untouched. That's 7 rebounds, by the way, for Hollander. She may very well get another double-double in this game. 7 rebounds for her, 9 points. Courtney Hollander, as it is, she has 4 double-doubles this year, 18 in her Falcon career. So, in some ways, getting another one would be only fitting here on senior night. 3-pointer for Hartzog, no. Rebound goes to McPhee this time. McPhee back the other way. Finds Shim. Shim to Hollander. Hollander comes in, back to Shim. Shim with 6:20 left in the quarter. Comes in, throws it up, and fouled. Meanwhile, Rachel Shim, who played 20 minutes on Thursday night. She's managed to play 15 so far. She's coming back from an injury where she was sidelined for a couple games. See that big bulky brace on her right leg. She's hanging in there though, holding her own. She's got 12 points now. She makes the first free throw as LaShore checks in for Hughes. Second shot coming up here for Shim. It's going to be up, and it's going to be no good, in and out, and the rebound going to Hartzog back the other way. Danielle Hartzog bounces inside, layup, Cartwright, good. So that makes it a 22-point game. 6:06 left in quarter 3. Shim with it. Defender gets knocked over. Now this is going to be Lee. Almost fumbled the ball, but she's got it. Now here's Haining, comes in. Left hand, good with a layup right down the middle. Julia Haining scores. She's got 10. She joins Rachel Shim in terms of double-digit scores in this game. And it's 48-24. Falcons have doubled them up on the scoreboard. Ball goes out of bounds off Haining with 5:40 left in the quarter. And now Evans and Pagano check in for SPU. Lee and Haining check out. Inbounds pass coming up here in just a moment for the Cavaliers. Bouncer here. So LaShore got back to Hartzog, now back to LaShore. Post up against Pagano. Kicks out. They'll try the three. Good. From the top of the circle for Hartzog, and then we got a foul in the post after the shot went up. And the Cavaliers are walking away. The Falcons are walking away. I don't know what this call is, though. Definitely be curious to see what the officials say here. They make the signal.
Three-point basket counts for Danielle Hartzog.
Three-point basket counts for Hartzog. Following the foul, it goes on Courtney Hollander. That's her. That's going to be Hollander's first foul, and she's charged another foul because she got assessed with a technical. So 2 fouls just like that on Hollander. 1 personal foul after the three-pointer, and then a technical foul. As Sarman goes to the line, she hits her 2 free throws. And now Haining checks in for the Falcons.
Courtney Hollander now has 2 personal fouls.
Hollander is out of the game for the time being. And the Cavaliers will inbound. So this is a 5-point possession and counting here for Concordia. Luckily for the Falcons, they've got some room for error on the scoreboard as Hartzog shoots. That's short. Ball scooped up by Sarman. There's a three-pointer up, and it's in for Maltezo. So that's an 8-point possession there for Concordia. The good news is that the Falcons are up by 16 still. They got 2 3-pointers from Hartzog and Maltezo, and then a couple technical foul free throws for Sarman after Hollander got charged up with a tee. As Shim, offensive foul's the call here. Offensive foul as Shim is dinged. That's her third. Falcons third of the quarter. So a timeout on the floor coming up here, and probably comes at a decent time for the SPU Falcons, even though Julie Heisey's team has things under control as far as the scoreboard is concerned. Score is 48-32. The Falcons lead it by 16, and we'll be right back. Ready to continue on here following the timeout. The timeout was actually charged to Concordia.
To SPU. It is a media timeout.
Or, beg pardon, timeout was called by the referees with under 5 minutes to play in the quarter. So timeout total you see on the scoreboard is correct. Falcons 4 timeouts left in their back pocket. Concordia has 3. Scoreboard, of course, on the bottom of your screen. Sarman coming in. Goes to the corner. Hartzog for 3. No, it's short. Who's the foul going to be called on? Haining can't believe it. It's going to go on the Falcons. So the foul here is going to go on Pagano this time. That's her second, team's fourth. Inbounds coming. And it's going to go into the hands of Hartzog. And now Cartwright. And now Sarman coming in. Blocked, but wait. Julia Haining with the rejection inside. What a block by the senior. And now McPhee goes over to Shim. Now Shim playing quarterback. Not that the Falcons needed a momentum changer, but in this game up by 16, but that block didn't hurt the way things were going the last 2 minutes or 3 minutes or so as McPhee comes in and lays it in with the left hand. So the Falcons now up by 18, 50-32. Sarman going inside. LaShore lost the ball. It's picked up by Shim. Gets it away to Haining. That pass tipped, then gets over to Evans. Evans could have had an easy basket if that ball wasn't tipped. And now here is Shim. Goes inside. Dangerous pass, and it's picked off by Hartzog. Try to get it to Haining. And now she bounces. Layup is up and good with the left hand for Cartwright. And it's 50-34. Outlet pass, Shim to Haining. Out hustling anybody. Just eludes the defender with a little fake there. And she lays it in past LaShore. Falcons back up by 18. 52-34. Three-pointer up for Maltese. Oh, up and good. And that makes it a 15-point game as Concordia tries desperately to save their season here. A win and they're in the GNAC tournament. A loss and their season is over. McPhee kicks it out. Pagano had an open look for three, didn't want to take it. Shim now to McPhee. 14 to shoot. McPhee coming in, now back. Now it's going to be Haining inside. Has a clear angle. Can't get the bucket, though, as she's fouled from behind with 2:42 left on the third quarter clock. Foul here this time going on Hartzog, her third, team's fourth of the quarter. Each team now with 4 fouls apiece here in quarter number 3. Free throw time. Haining to the line. She shoots 2. And the first shot on the way is going to be up and good. It is 53-37.
Back for the Falcons.
Lee and Albert check in now for the Falcons. For Shim and McPhee for the Cavaliers. You see Cartwright and LaShore come out of the game. And now the second free throw for Haining is going to be good.
Back for Concordia-Portland, 12, Aaron Higby, and 24, Arane with.
Higby and Huez checks back in, and the leaner is no good for Maltezo inside. She goes to the line. She gets
Foul goes on Riley
2
Evans.
shots. Foul here going on Riley Evans, her first. Team's 5th.
2 shots.
Bonus situation the rest of the way here in the third quarter for Concordia. Free throw time. Maltezo makes the first, and that gets them within 54-38. Second free throw coming. And it's going to be up and good, and now we have a 54-39 score. Albert over to Pagano. Pagano thinking about passing it. Now she just takes it across the timeline herself and hands it to Evans. Lee now. Lead, step to her right. Now it's Pagano. Pagano is going to hand it off. Albert hands it off to Lee. And now mid-range shot for Pagano. It's good. The assist to Lee. Erica Pagano hits. Falcons by 17. Here's Hartzog. Comes in from the paint, scores. So she's got 10 for the Cavaliers. They're down 15. Pagano to Lee. Over to Albert. Pagano. Evans. Haining with it. Now Albert top of the circle inside Pagano. Goes up right hand. No. Rebound into the hands of Higby, and then it gets into the hands of Huez. Hands it off. Maltezo for 3. Can't make it. Rebound gets to Lee after Evans couldn't get it. Now here is Albert. Minute 19 left in the quarter. Timeout. Falcons call for time.
Timeout on the floor. It's the Falcons.
So SPU
56,
uses their first
and
of
the
4
Cavaliers,
timeouts in this
41.
game. 56-41. They lead by 15. We'll be back in a moment. Ready to continue on. A minute 18 left in quarter 3.
Back in for SPU, Jordan McPhee.
Jordan McPhee
and
checks in
Courtney
for the
Hollander.
Falcons. Courtney Hollander also back in. As we get ready for the inbounds. And Sean Kelly discussing things, the Concordia head coach, with one of the officials. That pass tipped, and Pagano tried to get it back on a tie-up.
Arrow favors SPU.
And the arrow favors SPU this time. Inbounds here going to McPhee, and now it's Albert. Minute 10 left in the quarter. 15 to shoot. Albert, 14, 13. Albert in the corner to Lee. Lee with 9. Going to Pagano. One step to the left, can't make the layup. Ball out of bounds. And going down there was McPhee. And we're going to get a foul here on somebody.
Foul is on the Cavaliers.
Foul
Michelle
here is on
Sermon.
Concordia, and it's going to go
Her
on
second.
Sarman. Her second, team's 5th. It was a loose
Falcons have
ball
the
foul.
bonus. McPhee
So the
shoots
bonus
two.
situation will apply here, and it's McPhee who heads to the line. She shoots 2. First shot no good for the senior. McPhee now 0 for 2 from the charity stripe in this game. Falcons are 8 of 11 from the free throw line, though. Their overall shooting percentage has improved in this game as well. They're up to 44%, 22 of 50. Concordia 15 of 40 by comparison as Ratash checks in for the
And
Falcons.
for Concordia 23, Bailey Cartwright.
And Bailey Cartwright checks in for the Cavaliers. Here's Sarman. And now coming in and missing is Hartzog. Layup on the follow-up is up and good for Cartwright. 14-point game. Cavaliers with at least halfway of a chance, I guess, to maybe go on a run here in the fourth quarter. Tie this game or win. Yeah, long ways to go, though, down 2 touchdowns with 10 minutes and change left. 10 seconds left on the shot clock here for the Falcons and counting. Hollander over to Lee, 7 seconds, 6. Here's McPhee with 5. Comes in, throws it up, can't make it. Rebound into the hands of Cartwright. Less than 10 seconds to play in the quarter. Here's Hartzog. Hartzog has the ball poked out, Lee, and it rolls over to Maltezo. She got hit and poked a little bit as she tried to put up a desperation heave, but they don't call the foul. So the quarter is over, and Concordia now has 10 minutes left in their season. 57-43, the SPU seniors looking to go out here on Royal Brome Pavilion on a high note. They're up by 14 with 10 minutes to play, and we'll be back in a moment for quarter number 4. Ready for the fourth quarter here. Falcons up by 2 touchdowns over Concordia, 57-43. McPhee, Hollander, Ratosh, Lee, and Albert on the floor right now for the Falcons to start the final period. For the Cavaliers, it's Hartzog on the floor, and with the ball right now, Higbee, Maltezo. Layup is up and good for Higbee. Cartwright and Sarman on the floor right now for the Cavaliers to finish out their starting 5 in the fourth quarter. Ratosh is denied from behind, with the Falcons up by 12 now.
Foul on the Cavaliers, Bailey Cartwright.
And Cartwright
Her third, that's the first foul of the fourth quarter. Ratosh
is called for the
shoots
foul. Ratosh to the line, and she will shoot 2, and the first shot's on the way and good. Carly Ratosh has 5 points, 58-45. Ratosh gets one more, and it's going to be good, and it's now 59-45. Falcons by 14. Sarman with it. Sarman over to Maltezo. Maltezo coming in. To the top of the circle, Hartzog. Can't make it for 3, in and out. Rebound going to Hollander. Now she goes to Albert. Long outlet pass, caught by McPhee. Fakes, goes up, good with the left hand. Jordan McPhee puts it in. Falcons by 16. McPhee has 12. Whistle here as Maltezo handles the ball, and we have a foul.
Falcon foul against Jaylee Albert.
Falcon foul, and it goes on Jaylee Albert, her third.
First foul of the fourth quarter.
First foul of the fourth quarter on the Falcons. Non-shooting foul, inbounds coming. Gets into the hands of Sarman. Sarman with the ball, hands it off. A little bit shaky, but Cartwright got it. Higbee inside, layup, no good. Loose ball, Higbee has it. Goes around, can't make it. And the loose ball into the hands of Hollander, back the other way. Albert, McPhee in transition, mid-range, short. Rebound into the hands of Higbee. Back the other way, Maltezo. Bounces. Cartwright, posts up, shot, good. With the left hand, it is 61-47. Cavaliers within 14. 8 minutes, 15 left for them to save their season. McPhee over to Hollander, and now it's Lee. Whistle here. Everything stops. And I don't know why everything stopped. No announcement of a call.
For SPU, number 15,
Julia Haining gets to check in for the Falcons. It's announced as a substitution as Hollander inbounds to Haining to Albert. Shot clock was not reset. 15 seconds left. 14-13. Albert kicks out. Lee for 3. No. Rebound into the hands of Higbee. Back the other way. Sarman comes into the right. Goes up, fouled by McPhee. 2 shots coming with 7:46 left to play. Fouls on McPhee, her third, team's second. Free throw time coming up here. And Sarman to the line, makes the first. That puts Concordia within 13. Shim checks in now for Albert. Jaylee Albert still with no points in this game. Rachel Shim, on the other hand, with 12. McPhee has 12, Haining with 14. Second free throw up and good for Sarman. Concordia within 12. It's been a long time since they've been in a single-digit deficit, Concordia. It's been since the first half. And now it's going to be Haining with it for the Falcons. Over to Lee. Top of the circle, passes left to Hollander, now goes to the corner. Shot for 3, McPhee not even close. Rebound into the hands of Higbee. Back the other way, Sarman. Passes left to Maltezo. Ball poked out by Lee, but Higbee recovered. Maltezo. Heads left, tries to scoop and score, can't do it. Nice job by McPhee on the defensive side. Shim the rebound. Hustles to the front court. Goes inside to McPhee, fakes. Just throws it over to her shoulder to Hollander, and now it's Lee. Over to Shim, bounces to Haney. Heads in, can't make the layup, in and out. And a whistle here, and we're going to get a foul on the Falcons. Tough break for SPU.
Foul on the Falcons, Julia Haney.
Julia Haney called for the foul, her first, team's third of the quarter, with 6:45 remaining. Cavaliers still with an outside chance. So maybe come back and tie or win at the end. Don't forget the Falcon men taking on Northwest Nazarene on their senior night coming up at 7:30. And the three-pointer up and good for Maltezo. 9-point game. The Cavaliers inching a little bit closer. The Cavaliers so far have won this second half 32-23. And the Falcons are going to call a timeout to try to settle everything down. 6:17 left to play. Falcons need to keep winning to impress the NCAA selection committee. Concordia has to win to save their season and get into the conference tournament. Right now the Falcons up by just 9 with 6:17 left. We'll be back in a moment. Ready to continue here with 6:17 to play. Concordia trying to creep back in this game a little bit. Down just 9. Falcons have the ball though. Lee to Hollander. Hollander. Tip pass by Cartwright, but the Falcons recover. Lee to Hollander for 3. No, it's short. Rebound into the hands of Maltezo. Maltezo with it. Maltezo with 17 for Concordia. Goes up, can't make it here from inside. Rebound to Shim. Back the other way. Less than 6 minutes left. McPhee with it near the top of the circle. Comes in a step to the right. Now Haney. Comes in, fumbles the ball. Maltezo picks it up. Crosses over behind her back. Maltezo is going to try for 3. And hit it again. Cavaliers within 6. Here they come. Falcons have to be wary of this. Maltezo 5 of 7 from three-point land. She's got 20 points. Shim can't make it. Loose ball. And they say white foul. That would mean foul on the Falcons. Boy, oh boy. Foul here is on Hollander, and that's the 4th on the Falcons in this quarter, the 3rd on Hollander. Pagano and Albert in for Shim and Haney. Falcons were up by 24 at one point in the 3rd quarter. Now we're at 61-55. And Hartzog has that pass tipped out of bounds. Last touch off the Falcons. Boy, this has got to be an uneasy feeling knowing that you had a big lead in the second half. Now you're just trying to hang on with 4 minutes 55 left. If you're the Falcons here. Cartwright posting up. Left hand, good. And they're within 4. 61-57. And, of course, these teams would play each other again next week in the conference tournament if the Falcons lost this game. Lee with it. Over to Albert. Finds Pagano with 13. McPhee coming in. Goes up. Oh, boy, do the Falcons need that one. Jordan McPhee with the left hand puts them back up by 6. Abby Plaka with it. And the Cavaliers call for time with 4:19 to play. Cavaliers have 2 timeouts left. Falcons also have 2. We'll come back in about 30 seconds. Falcons up 63-57, 4:19 left. Ready to continue on here as the Cavaliers come out of the timeout. Sarman to Maltezo, fumbles the ball, gets it back. Maltezo against McPhee. And now here is Sarman. Finds Maltezo. Hartzog. Cartwright, 3-pointer, up and good! Sarman was hit but no foul. And it's a 3-point game with 3:49 left. Oh, boy. Fasten your seatbelts. McPhee comes in to the right. No good. Loose ball. And they give it to Concordia. A foul was called on the Falcons. It's on Pagano, and that's her 3rd. And that's number 5 on the Falcons in this quarter. So it's free throw time now for Cartwright.
Cartwright at the line.
So the Cavaliers getting ever closer to evening this game up, but Cartwright misses that first free throw. Cartwright this year, 73.2% free throw shooter. Second free throw coming. It is going to be no good again. Rebound tipped into the hands of Albert. An empty possession for Concordia with them down 3 and at the free throw line. What a break for the Falcons. Almost a steal for Hartzog, but McPhee has it. Now Albert, 1 possession game with 3:24 to go. Falcons need more points. They can't just take a knee and run the clock out at this point. Hollander got it to go in as she turns and scores from the post. McPhee credited with the assist. Hollander with 11. Now Maltezo. Kiza Maltezo over to Sarman. Sarman against McPhee with 3 minutes. Maltezo against Albert. In the corner, almost a steal for Lee, couldn't get it. Now a tie-up and a scrum between McPhee and Sarman, and the Falcons have the arrow this time with 2:49 to go. And now Haining checks back in for SPU. She comes in for Pagano. Falcons again have been uneven in this second half. They've gotten outscored in this quarter 17-8. They've gotten outscored in this second half 40-27. But they're hanging on for the moment, up by 5. Albert with the ball over to Hollander. Now it's Lee. Bounces to Albert. Hands off Lee. McPhee inside, trying to tightrope the baseline. Kicks out Hollander, 3, in no good. But flying in for the rebound is McPhee. While everybody was watching that shot, McPhee just hustled to the ball. And now it's Lee over to Haney. And McPhee gets poked and fouled by Cartwright. And that'll be the second on the Cavaliers in this quarter, 4th on Cartwright overall with 2 minutes 13 to play. Falcons trying to hang on to a 5-point lead. They need more points. Here's Albert for 3. No, wide left. Rebound tipped in the post. McPhee had it, lost it. Out of bounds. And the Cavaliers will be awarded the ball with 2:04 remaining. These teams, they played on November 30th against each other. Concordia won that 59-57. We have another close one here, closer than the Falcons were bargaining for, to say the least. And they were up by 24 at one point in the third quarter. Falcons have never trailed in this game, and Maltezo can't make it for three this time. Ball tipped out of bounds. Last touch off the Cavaliers with 1:41 to go. Falcons have it. Cavaliers starting to run out of time a little bit. Timeout. They have one timeout remaining.
Timeout on the Royal Rome floor.
And we'll come back in a moment. Minute 41 left, 65-60. That's the score in favor of Concordia, or in favor of the Falcons. Well, this is a more exciting finish than the Falcons have bargained for here on senior night, but they're hanging in there up 65-60. Here's Rachel Shim. Falcons could use another basket or two, I would think, to help them finish this game off. McPhee hands it off to Shim. Whistle here, and she got fouled by Sarman.
Foul is against Keisha Sarman, her fourth.
Kind of wonder if that was halfway intentional on Sarman's part, although Sean Kelly's pretty frustrated on the Concordia sideline about that development. It's just the third foul on Concordia, so it resets the shot clock at 30 seconds, so that's why Kelly was frustrated a little bit, I think. Now they're just going to foul intentionally until they get to 5. Hartzog is called for the foul this time, her fourth. And now they're going to foul here unless they get a quick turnover. Here's Shim, waiting for a foul, trying to figure out who they want to have shoot the free throws. Shim to Lee, over to Hollander. Still haven't fouled anyone yet. Maybe they're just going to let this possession happen. Haining hands it off to McPhee, throws it up, and she's fouled on the way up. That's number 5 on Concordia with 58.1 to play. A couple free throws here could make any kind of last-ditch attempt for the Cavaliers pretty tough, because it'd be a 3-possession game at that point. Foul here on Sarman, her fourth. McPhee makes the first free throw for the Falcons. She's got 15 points. Falcons seniors coming through for them tonight. Second free throw's good. 67-60, 3-possession game. Cavaliers have to move. They got to get baskets to help save their season. And no good for Maltezo on that desperation heave. A scrum. They call a tie-up. Cavaliers have it this time. 30 seconds on the shot clock for them. 47.5 remaining in the game. They're down 3 possessions. And now quick pass to Cartwright. Kicks out, Maltezo again. And she calls bank! Oh my! Cavaliers won't go away. McPhee fouled by Hartzog in the backcourt. 23 for Maltezo. And Kisa Maltezo now 6 of 10 from three-point land. Foul that time on Hartzog, her 5th, and she's out. Hartzog ends up finishing this game with 10 points, 3 assists, 1 rebound, 2 steals. Now free throw time. McPhee got the first, 68-63. Even if she makes this second one, as you see Georgia Williams in the game for Concordia for Hartzog. Or maybe you don't see that because she's in the back court, but she's in the game. McPhee makes the second free throw, but it's still a 2-possession game. Maltezo, she needs another 3. This is Sarman. She's going to maybe go for 2 here. Reverse. No. Rebound Haining. And now here comes McPhee in the backcourt being double teamed. Tried to beat it with a pass to Hollander. She couldn't do it. She's fouled. She'll go to the line. Falcons almost there as they look for their 21st win of the season.
It goes on Kiza Maltezo.
Fouls on Maltezo, her first. And now McPhee will go to the line. Looking for a 20-point night with 2 made free throws, but she missed the first one here. Great night, though, for the SPU seniors. You've got Shim with 12, McPhee with 18. Trying to make it 19 here. Makes it 19. Makes it a 3-possession game. Haining with 14, Hollander 11, Lee with 2, Pagano with 6. You add that all up together for the 6 seniors. 12 plus 19, 31, plus 14, 45, plus 11, 56, 58, and then 64. So 64 of the 70 points tonight for the Falcons have been scored by seniors. Only fitting on senior night, to be sure. The only non-senior points have come from Carly Ratosh, who has 6 points off the bench tonight. Cavaliers called the timeout. They have none left. They need to really pull the rabbit out of their hat now with 21.8 seconds to play. Meanwhile, for Falcon head coach Julie Heisey, she already has her 8th 20-win season for the Falcons in 13 years on the job. Falcons are looking now for 15 conference wins for the first time since 2009-2010. They would get there with a win tonight, and they would go to 21-6 overall in the year, finish 10-1 here at Brome Pavilion. Concordia would finish their season 14-14 overall, 11-12. At desperation heave, tipped by Haining, picked off by Lee, a foul in the backcourt. And the Cavaliers are sensing that their season is about to come to an end probably, as Sean Kelly kind of kicks himself on the sideline. Tough loss for Concordia. They're going to end up 4-8 on the road. They're going to end up having lost 5 of their last 7. And they will not be in the GNAC Conference Tournament this year. It will either be Simon Fraser or Western Washington, depending on how Western does in their game.
Back to the Falcons, Jaylee Albert.
Later tonight,
Rachel Shen.
Jaylee Albert checks in.
Evans, replacing Jordan McPhee.
And now the Falcons seniors coming out of the game a little bit. McPhee and Shimmer out. Albert and Evans are in. Free throw up and good. Ratosh and Bennett in. Haining out. Lee out. Only senior on the floor right now is Hollander. Pagano will check in. She'll check in for Hollander. And they may check Pagano out of the game as well, just to make sure she gets a round of applause at some point, but we'll see. But she's the last senior standing on the floor right now as it is. Here's a 3-point attempt, no good for Maltezo. Loose ball out of bounds. Now Courtney Hollander will come in, and now I think Erica Pagano is going to get a round of applause. So they choreographed that pretty well, I would say, with 11.4 remaining. Inbounds pass here. One more heave, no good. Tip in, though, for Higbee is off the mark. Georgia Williams trying the three-pointer there for the Cavaliers. Foul is on Albert. Her fourth. 2 free throws here for Higbee. Free throw up and good. 5 points now for Higbee, 8-point game. Second free throw is good. Simon Fraser, for what it's worth, they split their games against Western Washington this year, so I don't know how they would sort that tiebreaker out if the Vikings win tonight. But we know the SPU Falcons will be playing one of those teams,
Concordia-Portland 65.
as the Concordia Cavaliers season has come to an end. And the Falcon seniors go out on a high note. They win it 72-65. They end the GNAC regular season 15-5, 21-6 overall. The SBU seniors scoring every point tonight except 6. 66 points in all for the 6 SBU seniors. Only fitting for them. A good last hurrah as they get ready for the GNAC Conference Tournament next week in Anchorage, and hopefully the NCAA tournament after that. The Falcons will be the number 3 seed in the GNAC, and they will take on either Simon Fraser or Western Washington in the first round of the GNAC Conference Tournament next week. So that's it here for Royal Brome Pavilion, at least on the women's side. Coming up in a little over 30 minutes from now, it'll be the SPU men against the Northwest Nazarene Nighthawks. So we'll see you at 7:30 p.m. for that one.